All right, patterns and functions. I've talked about this in some previous videos, but I just want to go over one of them with you real quick. So if they give you a table, and then they give you some numbers over here, okay? Remember, if it's linear, it means they're going up by the same amount. We're increasing by the same amount every single time, and it's going to follow the formula y equals mx plus b. Okay, so what we have to check is to see what's going up by. Well, that one goes up by 5, up by 5, up by 5. Okay, 2, 2, 2. Well, since these go up by the same amount and these all go up by the same amount, that means this is going to be a linear function. Now, the way we figure out how much it's going up by, you have to take the y value, divide it by the x value. Okay, and that would give me my slope. Change in y, that little funny triangle thing means change. Change in y over change in x. Well, how much is y going up by? 5. How much is x going up by? 2. So that tells me my slope is 2.5. So when I start to write this equation, I get y equals 2.5x. Now I stop for a second. Realize that you have to find this value. So if this is multiple choice, what you can do is start taking these, plugging them in, and figuring out which one's going to give you the right value over here. Okay? But working backwards, if I go up by 5 going this way, what happens if I go that way? If I go up by 5 here, that means I go down by 5 there. So if I go down by 5, that puts me at 5. If I go down by 2, that puts me at 0. That's what I need to see. I need to see what's going on at 0. I need to see what the y-intercept's going to be. So that's a 0, that's a 5. So that tells me this is going to be 2.5x plus 5. This is always your rate of change. If something's changing, then it goes in front of the x. Okay? Something's changing. It goes in front of the x. This is constant. Not going to change at all. Alright, so that's how you read the tables again. If you need more help with that, feel free to call myself or Coach Meyer over and we'll help you go through it. Now, we have that. The next piece that we need to look at is the difference between independent and dependent. Independent, these are x values. Therefore, dependent are y values. Okay? And as the name implies, dependent depends upon the independent variable. So, for example, if we're getting paid for cutting grass, grass cut and money made. Now, when you start looking at this, they're going to ask you all kinds of questions. Which one's independent and which one's dependent? Well, ask yourself this question. Does the money made, wow, I wish I could spell. Does the money made depend upon how much grass we cut, or does how much grass we cut depend upon the money made? Well, the amount of money that we make depends on how much grass we cut. That makes this an independent variable and this a dependent variable. It depends upon the other thing. That's the x value, that's the y value. Independent is always your input. What are you doing? Dependent is always your output. What do you get out of it? Okay, what do I put in? I cut grass. What do I get out? I get out money. Okay, so that's a way of looking at independent and dependent variables. That should tell you everything that you need to know about patterns and functions. Once you have all that stuff, then go ahead, take the notes, go back into the video, and finish this up. Should be a good unit test for you.